News 25 is brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, quick thinking saves a business from being destroyed, and the EAA is offering free plane rides for kids. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
The Office Bar is closed for repairs following a fire. It's Wednesday, October 2nd. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Well, Chris and Erica Sainer just took over management of the Office Bar on Loop Road. The couple is looking to buy the place that was formerly called Wings and Things. This morning, the detective and his wife had a rude awakening when they were called about a fire at their new business.
Dispatched for a report of a structure fire on Loop Road, the Office Park. Upon arrival, we found a one-story commercial restaurant. It also serves as a tavern. It's a mixed occupancy. There was smoke showing from the roof. Crews went into an offensive objective. They established a water supply, stretched hand lines into the structure. Their investigation revealed a fire in the attic space in the area of the HVAC, which is the air conditioning, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, and an electrical loom that was running through that area. Crews were able to quickly extinguish that fire. The structure was unoccupied at the time. The first parties who own it and run it had just arrived, and they discovered the smoke condition shortly after their arrival and reported 911. At first blush, it appears to be accidental in nature related to a probable electrical problem. We found trip circuit breakers on the panels, and so everything was pointing in that direction. The fire was held to a very specific area of the attic space, and once the insurance company goes in there and does the review and they get the appropriate vendors in there to replace some of the components, we'll have a good estimate.
Because they can't open right now, right?
No, at this point there's some cleanup that needs to be done. They'll have to go through and make sure the electrical and the HVAC is repaired before it can be reoccupied for business purposes. It's one of our challenges. Just about every fire, especially one that occurs in the center part of town, is that you have a lot of people who want to see and have to be in the know, and so they create unnecessary traffic hazards and in some cases pedestrian hazards in the area. We ask people to refrain from that, and because it just congests our area and takes our attention away from our primary focus, which was the fire.
Well, Erica says that the bar will reopen in the next day or so, with the restaurant following soon after. She says quick thinking to call 911 on behalf of her employee saved the structure. Firefighters were dispatched to an outside structure on fire this morning on the north side.
Just after we had cleared the original commercial fire, crews had returned and were restoring the apparatus when we got dispatched for a second structure fire on Ashley Court. The initial report was a gazebo on fire at the rear of the property. As we arrived on location, we in fact had a gazebo that was displaying a moderate smoke condition and a fire condition on the one corner of the structure. It was not in immediate proximity to the primary dwelling, but clearly the primary dwelling was a secondary exposure. Crews commended an offensive attack, quickly controlled the fire with no further extension. There were no injuries. The investigation revealed a probable mishandling of materials that were used for a barbecue a while before the incident occurred, and just left it in a heated condition and extended to the gazebo. The gazebo is totally intact. It just had some damage in a corner, and some of the property that was contained in the gazebo also burned. But the majority of the structure is fully intact and it will be able to be used.
Well, Angela is standing by to tell us about UPS and their plans to start delivering packages with drones.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, UPS just picked up a big win. The FAA is giving the first ever approval to broad-based drone package deliveries to UPS even before Amazon. UPS shares failed to soar on that news. Analysts are sizing up the GM strike. A JP Morgan analyst tells Business Insider the cost of the strike to the automaker is more than $1 billion, and losses are accelerating each week. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg and Democratic candidate Elizabeth Warren are in a war of words. The Facebook CEO told employees he would go to the mat to defeat Warren. Warren wants to break up the social network. The comment was leaked and uncovered by The Verge. Warren later tweeted about the need to fix a corrupt system.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
And News 25 will return right after this break.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump Cardiology, located at 1397 South Loop Road in Pahrump, Nevada. Call 775-210-8333 for an appointment. Dr. Tali Eric, proudly serving Pahrump since 2005.
Welcome back. Nye County has decided to seek legal action against the organizers of the Storm Area 51 Facebook page event that quickly turned into the Alien Stock Festival after they declared a state of emergency, believing that thousands of people would go up to neighboring Lincoln County to attend the event.
Possible action, discussion, deliberation, and direction to staff to pursue taking legal action against Storm Area 51 instigators.
I'd make a motion to, direct staff to please direct the DA to please pursue.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and 2 seconds to direct the DA to pursue legal action against the instigators.
Mr. Chair.
Originally, 1 second, please. My guess originally when I was sitting in the emergency management room when this thing was going on was the cost of about $250,000 for the county. The people we were dealing with, their guess was over $500,000 for the county, which caused me to choke a little bit. But again, we're waiting to get a cost. It's going to be a cost, and it shouldn't be a cost. We didn't do it. It's not our fault. So we should try and get money back if we can. So, Mr. Blundo, you had something?
Yes. Are we still planning to have a briefing? As I noticed, there was no backup in this item. I would have liked to have seen just a little bit more. Anyways, I think, will we be seeing this item come back before us with a little bit more meat and potatoes specifics in there?
Hopefully, if the district attorney can flush something out and figure out how to do it, yes.
All right, thank you.
If I may, Commissioner, Marla Slotik on behalf of the District Attorney's Office, in keeping with the agenda item as stated, staff and elected official is a little different. I would ask that motion stick to the agenda item direction to staff in light of the chair's statement that Nye County administration staff is waiting for the numbers, the costs, which would be very good factual information and evidence that would be needed for the DA then to receive information and move forward with exploring and looking into legal action that may be taken.
I got it, Marla.
Thank you.
I'd like to restate my motion to direct staff to pursue.
Second.
I have a restated motion and a second. Further discussion? Public comment? All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. 5-0.
Oh, wow.
First time all day.
Item 20.
Let's go to Eunette Gentry to see what's happening lately in our courts.
In this week's court report, Shelby Maurice Thomas appears in district court for a probation violation hearing and has his probation revoked following being sentenced back in 2018 to 5 years probation for the charge of unlawful use of a controlled substance. Thomas has had a total of 3 probation violation hearings in district court connected to this case. And during his most recent proceeding, Thomas appeared while in custody along with his attorney, Nathan Gent. Regarding his probation violation, the defendant admits the allegations against him, which include curfew violations. Thomas then addresses the court and states that he had phased up and returned, but came back late, according to staff. Parole and probation states that is not the case. PNB states that Thomas has 209 days credit for time served. Defense states where the defendant could live. The court then states maybe Thomas would be a candidate for a sober living home. PNP states that U-Turn for Christ has deemed that Thomas is not eligible for its program. Defense moves for probation. Then the court admonishes Thomas for his behavior in inpatient drug treatment and during probation. The state reviews the defendant's mental health record. Finally, the court revokes Thomas's probation and imposes the underlying sentence, 209 days credit for time served. The area man arrested on a sexual assault charge after a woman who moved in with him 2 weeks prior filed a report with NCSO regarding repeatedly violating their acknowledged sexual agreement with unwanted anal penetration. He appeared in district court without his desired representation after his case was bound over. Todd A. LaCour had a status check during which he appeared while in custody. A guilty plea agreement was submitted to the court. The state addresses the court and states that LaCour's pastor has an attorney who wants to take over the case. That pastor was present earlier during the day that morning of the proceeding, but was not there later, and the proposed attorney has not made an appearance. The court admonishes the defendant for his lack of faith in his court-appointed public defender, Brent Percival. Defense states that the issue may be that parties should have done an Alford plea. That's when a defendant in a criminal case does not admit guilt, but concedes that there is sufficient evidence to find him or her guilty at trial. That should have been done instead of a guilty plea, according to defense. Defense reviews in detail the negotiated maximum possible sentence versus the non-negotiated maximum sentence. Then the court admonishes LaCour for his indecisiveness with the plea. Finally, the state withdraws the current plea offer and court sets LaCour's trial dates for this October. This has been your court report. I'm Eunette Gentry for News 25.
We're going to tell you about the free airplane rides right after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Well, pilot Bob Cameron invites parents and their children to the Young Eagles event that exposes youth to the passion of flying.
Well, first of all, this is going to be 8, 9, 10 years of this. Yeah. It's the Experimental Aircraft Local Chapter 1160. Mm-hmm. We are sponsoring the Young Eagles event, and this is for children who are between the ages of 8 and 17. Now, all this for a free plane ride, no tickets needed, no fees, no nothing, but you must have a guardian with you for all the time you're there. Basically, here's the thing. We want to introduce you, your kids, yourselves to flying. You see them up in the sky constantly around here. That's everybody from the Calvada Meadows Airport. This event's going to take place on October 12th this year. It's a Saturday from 8 o'clock in the morning until noon. Now, we recommend that you get there early because it's a first come, first served basis. Yeah. You can go all the way up past Bella Vista 1 mile to Simpkins, turn to the right, there's parking. We just ask that, when you're there, we've got toilets, we've got ice water available, that you just listen to your instructions because we're going to line you up after we've filled out the forms. You can go over and we'll place you in line. A pilot will come and get you. And if it's a 4-place airplane, there'll be 3 of you. If it's a single place, you get to fly with the pilot by yourself. Wow. They're going to give you instructions. They're going to tell you what's going to happen and what to do. A little orientation on the airplane and the sounds and the feelings you'll hear. A lot of the people that have come with the children, they've been here 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
So please, come join us. It's going to be a good day, and I guess we got to say this, that's weather permitting.
Yeah.
We have strange weather here in Pearl. It's very important to us because, as most parents have read and you've seen on TV, a lot of us folks, you know, are getting, shall we say, a little older.
Yeah.
The pilots for the commuter airlines, for the regional airlines, and for the national airlines are dwindling. They're fighting very hard for it. And this is something that isn't just for males.
Yeah.
Women are equally, you know, coming into the employment of these airlines, as well they should. There'll be other people that you see every day, school, and everything else. Maybe some of your neighbors are bringing their kids. Grandparents, grab them up.
Yeah.
Grab those munchkins and bring them. And even if you got some extras and want to see it, they're a few years away from getting that 8 years old, please bring them. Let them experience. We're going to be passing out free sport aviation magazines. That's the AAA premier magazine that we get every month.
Yeah.
It'll show you all kinds of things. You can take them with you home. We got a ton of them from all our members. So we look forward to this every year, and we look forward to meeting and greeting you. This is our president's number, Glenna, and that's a 775 number, 537-1097.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
We're going to take a look outside right now and see what our current conditions are. We are going to have Michael Donohue right after this break to tell us what's in store for the rest of the week. I heard the temperatures may be going up. Radio 103.1 FM. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.